Hello, and today we're gonna go through some quick and easy dinners. So we're gonna start out with this one pan chicken dinner. So to do this, you'll need 4 tablespoons of olive oil with 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 4 cloves of garlic that have been minced, 1 medium onion chopped, 2 to 4 cups of non-starchy vegetables of your choice, 16 ounces of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and then 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 teaspoons lemon juice, and a teaspoon of salt. I'll start out by tossing my vegetables with the oil and lemon juice mixture. So I have my onions, my asparagus, my garlic, and then olive oil and lemon juice. And I'll just give that a good toss and spread it in a single layer on my sheet pan. Next, I'm going to arrange the chicken thighs over top of the vegetables. Now, if you are using beans as your slow carbohydrate or even sliced apples, you'll want to add those in with the vegetables and toss that with the oil before putting the protein on top. Next, I'll drizzle the final little amount of oil, lemon juice, and salt over my chicken, and I'll give it a good rub so that all of that goodness gets in there nice and good. All right, you'll preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, pop it in for about 20 minutes or until your protein is cooked through, and there you have your sheet pan dinner. Next, we're gonna jump into a stuffed meat. So for this recipe, I'm going to be making an apple stuffed pork tenderloin. So to do this, I'll need 4 sliced apples, 2 onions, a cup of parsley, 7 tablespoons of olive oil with 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. And so I'm going to mix all of these ingredients together in my bowl, get them all coated in that olive oil and soy sauce. Now, when I was filming this, I did scale the recipe down a little bit because I am just one person, but if you're doing the whole recipe, you will use all that 7 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 teaspoons soy sauce and 4 apples, etc. Now, there is a fancy technique called butterflying, but instead of using complicated culinary techniques, I'm just going to slice it in half and then sort of just slice through just to open up that pork tenderloin a little more so that the stuffing can fit inside. So I want just enough area so that the filling will be able to sit inside. So now you can stuff that pork tenderloin with as much stuffing as possible and then just fold it over. Don't worry if there's little holes here and there. We're going to put skewers in it, so it's going to be just fine. I'll skewer it with a couple of wooden skewers, and then I will grab my sheet pan. So any leftover stuffing you can lay on the bottom of your sheet pan and then top it with your pork tenderloin. And again, we'll be roasting at 425 for 25 minutes or until it's cooked through. Don't forget to salt it. Salting is very important. And then you have your pork tenderloin all ready to go. Next up, we have some dinner salads, and today I'm going to be making quick tuna apple salad. This is one of my favorites. So you'll need a half a cup of shredded carrots, 1 apple or even a pear chopped, 4 ounces of canned tuna, 2 to 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise plus a teaspoon of mustard. And then you're gonna add all of these ingredients to the bowl and mix it all together. Now, this recipe is the first one that's for 1 person. So the chicken and the pork, those were for 4 people. This one is for 1 person. So it's a perfect single serving solution for dinner or lunch. It's very quick and easy. The protein, of course, here is just a can of tuna. So there isn't much prep involved with it. I'll season it with salt and maybe a squeeze of lemon if you have some lemon on hand. And then I'm going to have my tuna apple mixture and a bed of leafy greens, and I'll just top my leafy greens with all of that salad. This ended up being like a mountain of a salad, but it was so tasty. Oh my goodness. So I'll just finish it with a couple fresh herbs. Again, a little salt, a little lemon juice, and you're good to go. Next up, we have sandwiches, and today I'll be making an open-faced meatball sandwich because who doesn't want a meatball sandwich? So good. So I'll need 1 grain-free waffle that's baked or served as a waffle, it doesn't matter. 1 serving of meatballs, some non-starchy vegetables of choice, and then 2 to 2.5 tablespoons of mayonnaise. If you want, you can add some chili peppers or some mustard to that mayo just for a little bit of flavor. I'll spread the mayo on the waffle, and this will help act as a little bit of a barrier so that waffle doesn't get soggy. And then I'll top it with my meatballs, followed by my vegetables. So today I'm using red peppers, some carrots, a couple of fresh tomatoes, and of course some lettuce, making it very colorful and very tasty. Now I am going to prepare a quick little dressing to go on top. You don't have to, but I do find it elevates the flavor. So it's just equal parts apple cider vinegar and mustard, and I just think that works as a nice, really quick vinaigrette dressing. And there's my meatball open-faced sandwich. Next, we have the stir-fry dinner. So this is great if you're just on the go and you just need a really quick stir fry to whip up in a few minutes. So this is a single serving size. So I'll heat a tablespoon of oil, a half of a chopped onion. You can use a little less if you wish. I'll turn my heat to medium and saute until it's lightly browned. Add a teaspoon of paprika, some oregano, a little bit of granulated garlic if you wish, and give that a good stir. I'll add 1/4 cup of chicken stock, beef stock, anything, vegetable stock, whatever you want. And then I'm going to add in my 1/2 cup of chopped carrots and 1/2 cup of shredded cabbage. Next, I'll add in 1/2 cup of fava beans and 1/2 cup of pre-cooked beef. You do want the fatty beef. If you have shredded beef, that also works really well. I'll just cook it till it's warmed through, and there we go. A quick dinner or lunch is served. Be sure to serve that with a little bit of a side dish or a dessert to bump up the calories if you need that. Next, we have full meal dips, which is one of my favorite because I just get to blend everything. And this is a 3-ingredient tahini egg salad. So you need 1/2 cup of white beans, 1 tablespoon of tahini plus a teaspoon of lemon juice, and 3 hard-boiled eggs. Now I'm just going to add those to a bowl and blend or mash with a fork. Honestly, it is that easy. This has been my go-to lunch for this past week, to be quite honest. It's so good. Now I'll add in my parsley and green onions, and I'll mix that together so that you get some nice fresh herbs and flavor in there. Now, if you want, I do recommend adding just a squeeze of lemon and a little bit of salt, maybe some pepper if you wish, to make it tasty for you. And serve with vegetable crudités or lettuce cups, and you are good to go. Next up, we have our breakfast parfaits, because we cannot forget about breakfast. So there's going to be 3 yogurt parfaits that we'll go through. The first one is a cup of Greek yogurt plus a 1/2 ounce of dark chocolate and 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter. This is so delicious. It's a chocolate peanut butter parfait in the morning. It is always one that wakes me up and gives me that energy I need for the day. Now, for this one, I'm going to top it off with 1/2 to 1 cup berries. In this case, I'm using blueberries, and I am using frozen blueberries because when you store that overnight, it'll become a nice little sauce in the morning. Next up, we have a cup of Greek yogurt plus 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 1/2 ounce of dark chocolate. So this is a little bit coconutty, a little bit chocolatey. Now, neither the chocolate nor the coconut oil have protein in it. So if you do want that little extra bit of protein, go ahead and add a bit of protein powder in there as well. Now for this particular one, I'm going to finish it off with 1/2 cup of mango, which is a phase 2 fruit, but you could switch that up with whatever phase 1 or phase 2 fruit that you wish. And I'll store that one in the fridge as well for later. Last up, we have a tropical inspired mix with, again, that cup of Greek yogurt, a tablespoon of coconut oil, and a tablespoon of unsweetened shredded coconut. I'll give that a good mix, and then again, if I want to add protein powder, I can go ahead and do so. And I'm finishing this one off with a half of a cup of pineapple because I was feeling tropical and I wanted that coconut pineapple duo. And there you go, enjoy.